Welcome back to Pokémon Sterling Silver Hardcore Nuzlocke Challenge. That really feels like that we are rushing the radio tower right now. The grunt still Petrel was actually pretty free for my box. I mean, we have a full box, of course. We have a lot of answers, and yeah, this is my team for the Petrel fight. We have Gyarados, Mystic Water, Fortress, Emperors, Magnezone with Citrus Berry, Crawdont, and Raichu. So we removed T-Bolt again on Raichu and just teached Return. And there's one problem for my box outside of one Pokemon. There's only one Pokemon what solves that problem, even with this full box. And I will talk about that middle of the fight. Let's go. Okay. So, Petrel 2 is more threatening than the first fight, we know that. First of all, we will lock this Pidgeot into Thunder now. I think your Raichu needs to be really bad for that, speed-wise. But most of the time, I think 57, if you're not minus speed or like min speed, you will outspeed and lock this into Encore. So, like the first time, against Petrel 1, we need to actually basically need this setup here. Because Muddy Water into Muddy Water crit kills. Return into Volt Switch will not kill, and we need to kill this with Volt Switch. And the good part is Muddy Water crit means Volt Switch kills. Muddy Water into Return crit never kills. And Volt Switch would always kill after that. So we are safe completely. We can't trigger Switch AI. Accuracy drop is whatever. We don't really care about that. We will just return. This can't kill on crit. I calc actually exactly how much damage we can do min and max. And now we kill this Pidgeot. And go to Gyarados. With that we will bait Magmortar now. Because the AI sees Gyarados as active Pokemon right now. And we will kill this straight up with Aqua Tail. Mystic Water Aqua Tail kills. And now AI will go to phase 2. And because Magmortar is holding a Life Orb and the attack is not that high. Explosion is Overflow and it is always Sceptile. Because of Draco Meteor and a Leaf Storm. And the good news about that is now that this is still Fake Out first. So we have a switch into Magnezone here. And don't crit me, it would be really nice. Having decent HP on Magnezone can help us. Okay. That is really good. And that will always kill, of course. And now we will bait an Absol. And the guaranteed superpower here. Ooh. There's one major problem. I talked about that before we started the Petrel fight. And that is baiting Kangaskhan before Wailord. With my box. There's one single Pokemon in my entire box who can do that. With this setup. And that is Ampharos. And that's why Ampharos is in the team. We obviously can't 1 versus 1 Absol straight up. But we have a plan, of course. We just need to be careful with the HP from my mons. And we will always intimidate this one time. We want to have one intimidate here. And that Magnezone is actually pretty healthy. It's really nice. Don't crit. It's a 1 into 8 because of Super Luck. Nice. And this is Sucker Punch or Iron Tail. Most likely it is Iron Tail. That is really good that my Magnezone is still having a decent amount of HP here right now. So we will go to my Magnezone. On the Iron Tail. Defense drop is completely fine here at this point. We will do it one more time. Because my Gyarados, if my Gyarados gets a crit, by the way, on the first superpower, we can't do it anymore. But just because we are healthy, we can just do it. Okay. If this crits, it's fine. Really amazing. Really fucking good. So we will switch to Magnezone again. Iron Tail crit is fine. If this is Sucker Punch, that's obviously the best case. This would proc the Citrus most likely. And we still need HP for... There's a crit. It's fine. It will proc the... That's okay. We still have the Citrus Berry. And now we will go to Fortress hard on Superpower. This is on -2. And my Fortress needs HP because my Fortress kinda needs to intimidate, chain the Kangaskhan as well. So what we're gonna do here is just counter one time because this counter will not kill. We need to kill this with Ampharos. Or like while Ampharos is in. That's really important. So we will press counter here. This can't kill, it's impossible. Because we are Shell Armor, so Absol is getting less counter damage. And now we will just Volt Switch. Slow Volt Switch out. It's not proccing the berry. That means my Fortress is still pretty healthy because we still have the Citrus Berry. Now we will slow Volt Switch into Ampharos, and Ampharos is never dead to a crit, even if we ignore the Intimidates. We will kill this with Thunderbolt. Megaon is completely fine. Critical hit would be fine as well. Ooh. And now we are looking at Fake Out. Because this is not seeing a kill. There's a Kangaskhan. Good. EQ will not kill here. So this is Fake Out. And I think we will always go to Fortress on this Fake Out. So we can start the Intimidate here. Gyarados will not get any damage anymore. But Gyarados is still important for the Intims. So Fortress, this will most likely also proc the berry, what is really good. Because with that my Fortress is still healthy. There's a Citrus Berry. And this is always EQ. So -1. Would like to have -2 here. Yeah. Okay, this is Crush Claw. We go to to Fortress again. It's -1. I can also try to go -3, but I don't think it matters that much. There's a defense drop. That's okay. We will go one more time to Gyarados. Intimidate number 2. And that should be enough. That should be enough. And we need to kill this basically with Magnezone and with Raichu now. So this is Crush Claw again. We go to Fortress again. And we will just Volt Switch always. Okay. So that was not a defense drop, by the way. So what we are doing here is slow Volt Switching. Into Raichu. Already chipped this Kangaskhan. Yeah, that should be the fight. That should be the fight. We're going to Raichu. Raichu's always baiting EQ. I mean, it's not that much damage. But yeah, we want to also kill this, basically, so we're getting a free switch into Crawdont. There was a Pokemon in my box, and that is Donphan, what is beating this Kangaskhan. Like Donphan shits on this Kangaskhan. But I still need to beat the Wailord in the end. So we Volt Switch. Do a decent amount of chip damage here. Yes. Now we will go on that EQ to Magnezone. We are Levitate. We are never dead, even if we ignore the Crush Clause here right now. I like the Intimidates. Slow Volt Switch on this side. We are never dead here. That's really important. Do a decent amount of damage with a slow Volt Switch and kill this now with Raichu. And with that we will get the free switch in to my Crawdont and beat the Wailord riskless. Because yeah, even if Wailord is last, you still need to beat that, right? You still need to fucking beat that Wailord. So we are going just straight up to my Crawdont, and I will not even knock off here. I will just counter. I count that, and counter is doing more damage than knockoff. And we can't die to this Wailord. This is consistent EQ. It can't use Water Spout because Water Spout is on -1. EQ is on 0 score and Ice Beam is on -1 as well. And Explosion is just not a question anymore. So this is guaranteed EQ here, and Groudon always beats this. We'll just counter. Don't even need to knock off here. Knockoff is doing slightly lower damage here because I have the Citrus Berry. But this is calced. This is completely riskless because of the Citrus Berry. And yeah. I calc with 4 counters even, because if Baylord low rules. But we was always safe. Yeah. All Gucci. All Gucci, boys. Could also kill this with Aqua Jet at this point. But yeah. Who cares? Because that was riskless anyways. Okay. Petrel is done. Yeah, having only Emperors in my entire box, baiting Kangaskhan before Wailord is a bit disgusting, not gonna lie. Because even Golem, even with typing overflow, is baiting Ice Beam then. For some reason. And it is still Wailord before Kangaskhan. Yeah. Disgusting. Disgusting. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next fight.